Avodah Zarah, לפני אידיהן, Mishnah Daf Tesvav, sponsored the Refuah Shalema for Yeshar Malka Bas Leah. This Mishnah discusses items Jews cannot sell Gentiles, suspect of sodomy, or consequently would desecrate Shabbos. Number 1, small livestock depends on custom in locale. Question: there's a general prohibition to stable animals at idolaters' inns, not dependent on custom. The answer: A. Rav answers these laws are in fact interdependent. Places where the custom is to sell to Gentiles, it is permitted to stable at their inns. B. Rabbi Elazar permits selling even in places prohibited to stable because Gentiles will not chance sterilizing animals they purchased. Rav retracted in favor of his opinion. Number 2, beasts of burden such as oxen, horses, and donkeys may not be sold to Gentiles. The reason: A. The rabbis prohibited selling because of borrowing and leasing. The Gemara initially assumed that a leased or borrowed animal is not acquired by the recipient. If the Gentile worked the animal on Shabbos, the owner violates not resting his animal. Shvisas behemto. Question: leasing or borrowing is like a temporary purchase. Although Jews cannot rent to Gentiles for residential purposes, having idols in their homes, concerning idolatry, the Torah states, Lo savi toeva el beisecha. It teaches one cannot have idols even in his rented or leased home. However, leasing or borrowing an animal is different. The answer: the Gemara accepts this distinction and explains the rabbinic decree differently. B. They were concerned a Gentile who purchased a beast of burden Friday afternoon would demand it tested, ascertaining its ability to balance cargo. The animal would carry the burden into Shabbos, prodded by the owner's voice, violating the Torah prohibition of mechamer. To avoid this, they prohibited selling these animals to Gentiles. Question: a Mishnah states a Kohen who leased an animal from Israel cannot feed it truma. If leasing is a temporary purchase, why is it prohibited? The Gemara concludes leasing is not an acquisition. Selling by way of a broker. Ravada permitted it because the animal does not recognize the broker's voice. It is illegal for him to lease or lend. In addition, even if leasing or lending was permitted, he would not forfeit his commission by exposing a possible defect before the sale. Rav Huna sold a cow to a Gentile. The reason: he assumed the Gentile purchased it for slaughter. The proof: Beis Hillel permitted selling a plowing cow to one suspected of working his field on the sabbatical year. Question: the restriction of the sabbatical year does not include a requirement to rest one's animal. Unlike Shabbos, the owner violates no prohibition by a leaser working his land on the sabbatical year. Answer: Beis Hillel rules that it is also permitted to sell land during the sabbatical year to one suspect because he may leave it fallow. Abaye proves from this, even though one is prohibited to allow another to work his field on the sabbatical year, the rabbis did not prohibit selling because of leasing or borrowing. Question: one is not commanded to rest his farm tools on the sabbatical year, yet he cannot sell them. Therefore, Rav Ashi concludes with this general rule: wherever there is a reason to be lenient, the rabbis permitted a sale despite a mitzvah to rest one's property. Where there is no reason to be lenient, the sale is prohibited even if there is no mitzvah to rest one's property. Rabbah sold a donkey to a Jew suspected of selling them to Gentiles. The reason: he may sell it to a Jew. Question: a brisa states that kutim are not suspected like Gentiles for sodomy or murder. Despite this, Jews selling them small livestock depends on custom, indicating selling beasts of burden are prohibited. They also cannot sell weapons. If they are not suspect, the reason must be the rabbis were concerned they will sell to Gentiles. The Gemara concludes suspect Jews are no different, refuting Rabbah. If you're enjoying Daf 5, please click on the link below, subscribe, and become a sponsor. Thank you.